Tell my listeners about this interesting ranch and business that you have going on there in Texas. I believe it's in Houston, correct?
No, it's in Palestine, Texas.
Palestine,
It's
Texas. Okay.
very rural. My parents met in high school there. My grandfather was the sheriff of Palestine of Anderson County for 30 years. It's very rural. And after my divorce, I got the farm in the divorce, and I moved
Okay.
out of Houston, and I renovated an old schoolhouse.
Mm,
Tiny homes, body studio, horse barn, and I have horses and kind of like a retreat center so women can come or kids can come and do weekends there where we're doing Pilates, hiking, pool time, horse time.
okay.
That's what I'm doing. As I rebuilt my life, took my kids, I wanted to take them out of Houston. I didn't want them to grow up in Houston. I wanted them to have a small town upbringing and smaller community. So I took them up to Palestine. And my brother's there, my cousins are there, my mom is there now. So we have a support system. I have a support system there. And they really are loving the country life. It's simple, it's a smaller community. We started going to church, and there's something about being outside and having nature around you that's very grounding and healing. It really is. Yeah.
Okay. Your schoolhouse retreat. What inspired you to restore a historic building for this purpose?
Well, it's rather symbolic. How are we still, we're in the university of life. We're learning life's lessons. And so restoring the old schoolhouse was a great metaphor for me.
Okay.
I mean, I see us as we're spiritual beings having a human experience, right? So,
Correct.
yeah. And we all breathe the same air. We all have the same powerhouse. And, what are we learning as we're here on the planet? And how are we going to leave the planet? How are we going to leave the playground a better place before we depart? We're not here very long.
That's true. That's true. That's true. How does the environment, especially being on a farm, enhance the healing or retreat experience?
Decompressing, being out of the city, being out of all the Wi-Fi frequency, being out of yeah, right? Being out of the hustle, the bustle, being able to recalibrate, breathe, air, slow down, and being offline now is the new luxury, is I'm convinced of it. So listening to your body will tell you what it needs, and how it needs to move. And so I think that's one of the biggest, you don't have to go very far to get out of the city. I'm 2 hours, 2.5 hours north of Houston, an hour and a half from Dallas. Having trees, I have a koi pond, I have sound of running water in every area of the campus, so to speak. Running water creates negative ions, which have an mood, after a rain shower. And you can listen to the birds and the crickets and the frogs, and you hear coyotes howling and the stars at night. Sit
Any
around.
fishing?
There's a few fish in the pond.
A few. I don't want to catch a koi.
Yeah. So I think that's it. It's so simple that we forget to put our feet on the earth, feel Mother Nature, to ground ourselves, to de stress, unplug.
Okay. Okay. What kind of retreats do you host there and who are they for? And give us a general price range of what they cost.
So the retreats can be designed by other Pilates instructors who want to bring in their own people and do their own retreat. So I'm hosting it. Or it could be a group of women coming up and they just want to get out of the city and they want to, do Pilates and they want to go ride horses or they want to hike. And then I have workshops, facilitating workshops for instructors who need CEC courses, and then I have workshops where it's the interface between the wanting to do a contact with horses to interface with a horse, a direct analogous to being able to hold an audience and hold your presence when you're teaching. So I have an interface of just coming in, having a great weekend at the farm, relaxing in a hammock, eating good food, and doing Pilates and hiking. Or I have workshops that are education workshops. So either in leadership, developing your skills, developing your teaching skills, and that's it so far.
Cost range.
Cost range, I've done workshops that include food and lodging from 600 to 900
Okay, for
for
how long?
Friday, Saturday. Arrival is Friday and leave
That's
Sunday.
good. That's
Yeah,
good. That's
yeah.
really affordable. It is.
And I take up to 12 people.
That sounds fun. It really sounds fun.
Not in
How
the
do you?
summer, it's too hot.
Yeah, no, 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 no. I don't mess with Texas in the summer. Texas is like Sacramento, California. So
It tends to be
in
a
the
little
summer.
hot. We've had a
Yeah.
hotter rain this year, so it's quite
Well,
cool.
that's good. That's good. How do you weave movement, frequency, and divine design into your retreats?
We talked about, the frequency of water and holding intention and tuning in. And I teach if I'm going to do an educational workshop, I bring all these elements into play. It's not just Pilates. It's not just moving your spine. It's awareness and an anchoring into who we are and our divine design internally as well as externally. The Vitruvian Man that Da Vinci designed were built in proportions of thirds. The Fibonacci sequence, the mathematical formula that the spiral, you can see it in a sunflower and you can see it in the universe and the cosmos. Our muscles spiral as well. And there's a mathematical formula of this divine intelligence that is in the body. And so I like to bring the into workshops and in everything that I do, because I feel like we forget that we are miracles here, right? I mean, you must feel it through music, the divinity of music, and it's mathematical and um it's healing. And so there's always that element in everything that I do. Always. I cannot not separate it from my workshop.
Okay. What have been some powerful moments or breakthroughs that you've witnessed in that special space you've created there, your personal retreat?
I had an experience with client student who had been through a traumatic experience, and the interface with a horse and being able to do the technique of conscious contact of becoming the alpha mare within the arena where horse will follow you around like a dog just off of a lead. Yeah, it's amazing. And
Yeah,
this
I've never
alpha,
heard of that.
yes, yeah.
Never.
So she had this breakthrough where she was able to do this communication because it's nonverbal, where you learn how the horse is communicating to you when they're telling you they're ready to be your friend or they're ready for you to be the leader. And you're establishing yourself literally as the alpha mare in the. So she had this experience and there was a release. There was a in her posture, in her demeanor, where the horse comes up and joins into your own physical. There's this walking in and a hand on the forehead of the horse, and where the horse walks up to you. It's a beautiful moment. It's almost ineffable. It's this moment where I'm okay. I'm enough. And that horse has trusted you where she had the experience of not trusting it, but the horse trusted her. And because of that, there was a breakthrough in her trauma. That is. So we're using the horse as feedback. Yeah, a breakthrough.
Your transformation from actress to Pilates. I mean, you're very fascinating. You've certified thousands of instructors. What do you think makes a soulful, sustainable Pilates studio?
Soulful and sustainable because it's so much more than just about the movement. It's connecting to people and empowering them. And I love my students. I'm known as the Pilates mom. And yeah, because I care. And it's not about how tight your tush is. It's about am I empowering women so they can turn around and empower other women and empower children. So it's like I've always felt like I'm building an army of empowered women that are based in. So we're paying it forward through this movement system. And because of that, I think because I've had that intention and that attitude and that goal of really caring and really wanting to empower that person from the inside out, so they improve their body and they improve their relationship with themselves and therefore with their family and therefore with the community. It's a ripple effect. And so I've that's why it's called the good space. I mean, it's just, good as God, just a longer O.
All right. What's your advice for women starting wellness or Pilates businesses today?
Hire a mentor, business. Yeah. There's avenues into the Pilates business. If you want to get into the business, make sure you love it first by doing it. And there are franchises that are opportunities for women to open up businesses in their community that are being developed.
It's kind of interesting because to me, once you get out of major cities like Los Angeles, San Francisco, New York City, it's not something you run across every day.
No, and I have an old trailer and I was thinking about doing a pop-up reformer classes and going into towns and communities where they don't have the equipment.
Interesting.
Yeah, the whole Pilates cowgirl trailer full of reformers pulling into town and doing a pop-up and doing physical education. It's a different type of, tapping into our divinity and through breath and movement is it's possible.
How can movement professionals begin integrating nervous system science into their services?
Training, becoming certified in a education program in mind body movement, either through
And
yoga
where
or
are these training programs?
they're
Who has
everywhere.
them? Are there? What's
Yeah,
the name of them?
there's so
Give us
many.
a few
The
names.
Peak Pilates is my program. That Peak Pilates is an international. They've been around since 2000. They manufacture equipment. They also have this education program that rides along with the equipment. They have programs that are based on fitness, and they have programs based in classical Pilates. And their STOT is another major power Pilates. There's so many education programs now that are available in the United States. Um, there is a website that you can go to and search and that lists all of the education programs.
Do you recall the name of the website?
Yes, well, it used to be called the PMA, Pilates Method Alliance, and now it's called the National Pilates. Um, I should know it. It's right here. I'll think of it. And the National Pilates Certification Program.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, there we go.
yeah.
You
It's a
finally got
nonprofit
it out.
organization, yes, and it lists all the major programs in the United States, and it's everywhere. It's really big in Europe, it's big in South Korea, Japan, Australia, New Zealand, and so, the job opportunities for Pilates instructors are better than ever.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a new form of there's not only a business opportunity, but
A
there's
spiritual
more
opportunity.
opportunity. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, spiritual opportunity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and employment.
In employment, yeah. You're working to make Pilates accessible through HSAs and True Med. Can you explain how that works?
So your insurance that you're paying for monthly with your company that you work for has funds that you can use. And so TrueMed.com was started by Casey and Callie Means, who are they wrote Good Energy, and it's all about metabolic health. And so you can go to TrueMed.com and you can buy with your healthcare funds, because you get so much money per year to spend.
Amazing.
It is.
It's
Even
amazing.
you can get a prescription to buy a treadmill. You can get a
Wow.
prescription to do Pilates. I'm hoping that this has an effect on children, because children are under their parents' healthcare. So you can go to TrueMed.com. Takes about 3 minutes to do an application and to get a prescription for Pilates. And I'm hoping that other studios start to incorporate this.
Wow. Amazing.
Yeah. So in Houston, we're in an office building, and so people from the office building, they're getting 100% back on their Pilates. 100%.
It's free.
And their membership is being paid through their healthcare.
It's free.
Yeah. So this is new, and it's on my website. If anybody wants to go, thegoodspace.com, you can click on it, and it'll take you to TrueMed.com's website.
What is an HSA?
Health, it's your health fund that
Okay.
you for your job, and it's the acronym for your health s association. It's part of your, if you're employed, it's your they're paying for your insurance, and you get so many funds.
It was something like this health service, something or something like
Yeah.
that. I can't
It's
remember.
because you asked me, I can't think of it.
Yeah.
It's a simple
Well,
acronym too.
yeah, it is. It is. We're getting into that part of the show where it's flip mode, where you get to ask me 3 questions now.
Well, I wanted to ask you, hold on, I wrote it down, because I really want to talk about music, and how you're interfacing with kids, and what age group are you working with the music?
Well, right now, my nonprofit, actually, we are going to be opening up a cultural arts center in Puerto Rico, and
Oh,
it's not just going to be music. We're talking about art, painting with watercolors, oil colors. We're talking about teaching them sculpture and pottery. Music is going to be part of it. It's just a whole range of just expression 2 days a week after school and having multi-week summer programs. But it's just to get the children away from the video games, the
exactly.
computers, their cell phones, get them outdoors, get them in a space together where they learn to interact and connect with each other. It's something right now where I'm finalizing, the SBA funding for it. And then, everything, I believe is going to be successful because it's something that really isn't done. And we're really starting with, we have the programs laid out for the kids that are going from 8 to 18. We're still working on the things for the little tykes from four through 7. If your child can walk, talk, and be left alone, we're going to have something there for them to do to entertain themselves and to interact with other children. And I think that's important.
So it's the healing arts, really.
Mhm. Yeah, it really
Yeah.
is.
It'll be like a creative expression. Yeah. So so as an educator and artist, do you see a connection between rhythm, movement, and emotional health, especially in young people? That was my question that I had written down.
Anytime you are sedentary, it's like your analogy with water. It's just you stagnate. You stagnate. Um, and a lot of people talk to me. Well, why do you want to move to Puerto Rico? What was the big thing about Puerto Rico? Puerto Rico inspired me to do two things that I normally did not do. It inspired me to get out early in the morning and walk from my house and walk along the beach every day. And I do the same thing in the evening. And just getting out in the sun and in the fresh air, it was just amazing. It was just amazing. And I mean, it just really transformed my thinking, helped me with my PTSD. It just did a lot of different things for me. The other thing was being in the military and then being a Navy SEAL. I had such a anti thing with water. I stayed out of the water for many years. And when I got back to Puerto Rico, I just fell in love with the water again. And so, it's been a transformative experience that, you getting out and you actually doing something, you doing something and being out in nature and being out in the sun, it just rejuvenates your body in a way that, was just shocking to me.
So when was this? Are you in Puerto Rico now?
No, I'm not in Puerto Rico now. My first trip to Puerto Rico was July of last year, from July 1st to July 10th. Me and my son went for 10 days. It wasn't long enough. It wasn't long enough. I didn't want to come back. So then what happened was I went back, and this time we stayed, I believe it was from December 15th to January 9th. And I wanted to say, okay, 10 days wasn't enough. Let me see if I can do this for 21 days. After I did that second trip, I was there for Christmas, New Year's, and they have a holiday on January 6th called the Three Kings. I knew that was home for me.
That's wonderful. So that epiphany of walking, like walking's the best medicine, right?
Yeah.
Walking
Well,
and seeing it.
for me, it is. For me, I mean, I think this was a combination of walking, the beach, and the water, and just the environment there in Puerto Rico. I mean, it's just far different than anywhere I've ever been.
So that inspired you to do a school and do a business plan.
Well, once again, yeah, it just because once again, I just didn't stay in a resort. Also, we stayed on a resort for 2 weeks, I believe, and then the last 7 days, I said I wanted to get another experience, and I rented a Airbnb in a barrio, and one of the barrio was just a neighborhood,
Right.
and walking, going to get food, meeting people, and everything else, and it just stuck out to me like a sore thumb. There's almost nothing for children there. And so I just got this burning desire, and so we started putting a business plan together and everything. So it's coming along fine.
How exciting.
September, October, I'll be making the transition there, and we'll begin starting to set everything up.
So will drumming be a part of the rhythm?
We haven't incorporated drumming yet, but I'm quite sure. I believe drumming, guitar, and ukulele will be the three musical elements that we would incorporate, because I mean drumming and what you call drumming and Puerto Rico is different, because I don't know the name of the instrument, but they more or less play something that's similar to a bongo there.
Interesting. Yeah. So that's this year.
Yeah, it's around the corner, and I'm going to be doing my podcast from there. And also another aspect of the podcast is, you know, Puerto Rico is like the island of 100 beaches. So we're going to, try and hit every beach, do a show at every beach in Puerto Rico, and in addition, to my normal show. So we have a lot planned, a lot on the table.
Are you going to be teaching in a school like you are now? Are you doing?
Well, I don't teach at all. I don't teach at all. And that isn't my background per se. I think a lot of people think I'm a teacher, I'm not a teacher. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a psychiatrist, actually. By training, I'm a medical researcher. I have a bachelor's degree in biochemistry, a master's degree in analytical chemistry, and I attended medical school. So did a lot of medical research for a number of years. But the difference for me is I'm left brain and right brain. So even though I'm very analytical on one side, I'm very creative on the other side. So music and arts and all of that, really are still a big part of my life.
That's fascinating. Yeah. Yeah.
Third
Yeah. That
question.
left and right brain, right?
Yeah, I have both, which I believe I'm fortunate in that sense.
Absolutely. So, how long will it take the business to get up and running?
I think really we want to be moving before Thanksgiving. We want to have the basic programs in place and up and running by Thanksgiving. Actually, the biggest problem right now is finding the proper location for it. So and that's the hang up right now. But we'll find it. We'll find the right location.
So, will people be able to fly in to come? Will there be like a scholarship program?
Well, this is going to be an island-wide program, but we're also going to open it up for people to come and do workshops, just like you're doing. And the parents can come along with their children and just have a creative cultural experience with the arts in a totally different environment. Environment plays a big role in any and everything we do.
Absolutely, because environments can be transformative
Right.
just by being in on the beach next to the water.
Right.
It sounded like it was transformative. So it resonated with you. It was your tuning fork.
Correct. Correct. Well, getting back to you now. What does empowerment through presence mean to you?
Through presence, calmness. It's taking that the water analogy again and staying. What is that great word? Equanimity, being calm under stress. It, I would say being able to maintain equanimity in very high stressful situations, even in traffic. So that is the techniques of being about how to manipulate your breath to calm your nervous system is empowerment. Yeah. Kids need it. Kids need it.
What do you hope more people come to understand about the connection between movement and healing?
Well, the saying movement heals is an understatement. If people need to do some type of movement daily, I don't care if it's just walking or dancing, but they have to do something because your entire internal system works on movement. Right. Yeah. So, and like the analogy you used earlier with stagnant water, if you're 70% water and 20% blood, then what's happening to that water on the inside? Right? It's stagnant. You have to move it. And what if you had an awareness or an intention to whatever you're putting inside your body had the frequency of love or had the frequency of forgiveness and that helped you de-stress and recalibrate daily because it's life is stressful every day.
It is. It very much so is.
It is. And how do we tune back into that frequency? I mean, we do it, we go to church every Sunday and we worship, but how can you keep that worship, that frequency in your body and moving? And what if you had a little help with that? What if you had a little bit of awareness of how to move your spine, how to decompress, how to recalibrate? Would that make us healthier and happier? So maybe in terms of heart disease and obesity and I think the healing arts like you're tapping into are the new education programs that need to be established.
Yes. How can our listeners connect with your work, whether they want to train, retreat, or move with you?
I think the best way is to go to my I have 2 websites. I have the Houston studio, which is called the good space as opposed to a bad space. We're gonna put you in a good space. which is thegoodspace.com. And then the Palestine Retreat Center is Elmwood, ELM Wood, WOOD place, TX.com. It's a little bit more. It came with the name. It was called the Elmwood Place, so I didn't change it because there's elm trees there. The old schoolhouse was called the Elmwood School.
Okay. Do you have any type of books or videos or anything available?
I want to write a book,
Okay.
rhymes and recipes,
Okay.
but I haven't it's on my list of things to do. What about you? Are you going to write a book?
I don't know. Hey, that's a lot of work. Probably far more work than I want to do. Yeah, that's not on my bucket list as of yet. So
Not yet.
not yet, not yet. But for you, I'm quite sure my assistants, if they have not, they will reach out to you and get all your information and all your links and everything, your contact information will be on the promos and the show notes. What's lighting you up most in this season of life? What's exciting you? What's driving you the most in this present season of your life?
What's driving me most is it's like I've been re-inspired and I'm lit back up where for a long time I wasn't, you know. It's teaching, getting these programs going. It's a renewed belief in self that I have something to say and something to give back. And I'm excited about trying to help kids. You know, it's my way of trying to make the world a better place, whether through a garden or teaching Pilates. I just
And I think that was one of the more inspiring things for me also was my desire to have children that have a childhood that kind of resembled mine. Just doing a lot of the different things we did outdoors. Kids stay stuck in the house and don't get exposed to much of anything these days.
not at all. It's so true.
And finally, what does all about us mean to you in the context of community and healing?
It's amazing that we all breathe the same air and we are inspired, right? To inspire is to pull in, to breathe in. And I think God is in that, right? Every single cell in your body needs oxygen. How is it going to get there? Your movement. And it's and I all about us is us being spiritual beings, being on the planet at this time. Yeah. And I feel that there's a wave of, I want to say, Christ consciousness or spiritual, or there's a rising of who we are on the planet right now. And I feel that that's another thing that lights me up, that people are waking up to that truth and that divine design.
Yes, the connection between spirit, body, and Mother Earth.
Yes.
And I tell people all the time, Mother Earth can be vicious, so we have to learn how to take care of our planet so that our planet can continue to take care of us.
Yes. True. And then our own planet, our own body that houses our spirit, we need to take care of this planet here.
True.
And that way it has a ripple effect out for the planet itself.
Correct. Melody, I want to thank you so much for being here and sharing your incredible wisdom, your work, and transforming lives through purpose and movement. And it's been an honor having you on this show, on the All About Us podcast. For our listeners, check out Melody's studio at thegoodspace.com and Elmwood. And don't forget to explore the Pilates Cowgirl for retreats and resources. And don't forget that if you have an insurance plan at your job, you can tap into that.
Yes. TrueMed.com.
TrueMed.com. Subscribe, leave us a review, and join us next week for another inspiring conversation. Excuse me. Until then, keep moving with purpose. Have a good day, everyone.